Let's boost the ratings and talk about sex.
Excuse me?
Hi, I'm Jack.
And I'm Lynley.
And we are the Crofts, and we're here to talk about 24/7 marriage. And I'm eating, I apologize. Thank you, God, for this food, and bless it to our bodies. In Jesus' name, amen.
Yep,
we like to pray before we eat. And you just gave me a neck.
You like necks.
Does anybody like to eat bones out there? Because you're welcome to it.
What's wrong with the turkey neck or the chicken neck?
Do you want it?
No,
then what's
but I know
wrong?
people
then
who do it.
Asking you, what's wrong with it? Why wouldn't you eat it?
Because I don't eat that kind of stuff, but men usually do.
Is there really such a thing as men eating a certain kind of food?
Yes. Many.
So, what's some examples?
Many weird food, like you.
I can't even eat this.
Well, don't eat it
This
then.
neck is bony.
Well, your neck is bony too. Come on now.
Pain in the neck.
Now you wanted to cook up the groundhog in the yard.
What do the men eat besides the groundhogs that are running around outside?
Oh, what about that turtle?
I ate a turtle last year.
And the eggs.
It was a female turtle. That was a lot. 26 eggs, 24.
It was a lot of eggs.
More
I
than
was not
22
touching
eggs.
that thing, and you and the boys wanted it.
We ate the eggs.
Your youngest didn't want it.
Pickled them.
No, you did. Did you pickle them?
No, I wish. My dad got pickled eggs for Father's Day.
Yeah, we gave him some with peanut butter.
Peanut brittle and pickled eggs. What a combination. Yeah, I don't know. I'll eat about anything, but I don't know if women, or if it's just you, won't eat regular food.
I don't know.
I need some hot sauce.
I'll go get some then.
This is crock pot chicken. And Lynley's learning about how to prepare food in a more healthy way. Did I just have chicken skin? That's a big no-no.
You can have a little, just not a whole lot.
Tell us
Didn't
why.
give you the whole skin.
She's talking about sugar on a chicken.
The chicken skin.
Can you
Sorry, I got
imagine
something
a
by my
chicken
eye.
having sugar?
No. There's
sugar
natural
chickies.
sugars, just like there's sugars in our body. There's natural sugars that come out when you cook a chicken a certain way, like when you bake it or you fry it or even crock pot it. It gets that hard, crusty skin.
Yeah.
Well, that has actual sugar in it. And that kind of
Now,
sugar
how can skin have
Because
sugar in it? Can you
we
imagine?
have sugar
Hey,
in
let's
our
have a
body.
sugar-cured ham. I can hear about that, but that's sugar added. Okay, go ahead.
Our bodies have sugar in them even.
Chickens don't have sugar on their skin.
How do you know?
You're telling me
It's
they
inside
do.
their bloodstream, just like it is ours. There's natural sugar. And what I read is that with that, when it cooks in a certain way, to get that skin kind of crispy, it pulls out the natural sugars of it. And that's not so good for you if you eat a lot of it. But they say you can eat fat and get thin. But that doesn't mean eating fried chicken and a lot of chicken skin and fried foods and stuff like that to get fat, and don't eat sugars and cakes and all that. But
So if you can eat fat
in moderation, it's okay.
and get thin, you can eat fat. What kind of fat can you eat that's good for you?
Saturated fat. Like,
All
for
these
instance,
fundraisers
fat-
that have children's fundraisers at school, they got these cookies, and they're supposed to have zero saturated fat. So they're all talking about how great that is. You're saying saturated fat is good?
This doctor that I'm reading.
What's the name of
Doctor-
it? Let's plug him.
Hold on.
Plug him right here on this video blog. Plug him right here on this podcast.
Okay. Here's the book. Hold it up.
Eat fat.
Good thing. Dr. Mark Hyman, I think it is.
Yes, Hyman, Mark Hyman, MD.
Yeah. So he's saying saturated fat is okay. And so he's saying that a high-fat, low-carb diet is better than a high-carb, low-fat diet.
So high carbs is bad, but low carbs is good.
Right. So carbs in moderation.
High fat is good, low fat not good?
Right. Because it's taking out the nutrients that you need. When you eat a high fat, low carb diet, you get a high fat, low carb diet, you get the right nutrients and proteins in the right balance. But when you reverse it, it comes out more in fat and calories, and it just puffs you up and inflames your body and makes you fat.
What's a good fat versus bad fat? What's a good fat? 3 examples.
Well, let me think about this.
3 bad examples.
Okay.
Whatever.
So.
3 examples. Okay, 1.
Okay, if you're cooking with oil.
Give me 1 example.
Be good.
That's 1 example. That's 1 little example. All right, go ahead.
Stop the drama and let me talk.
I'll state my plate loudly while you say it.
Please don't. Please behave yourself.
The example.
Okay, so when you're cooking with oil, this doctor says don't use vegetable oils like corn
You're going to say
safflower and sunflower. Those are really high, and other oils like that are really high in fat. Olive oil, especially the extra virgin olive oil, which Rachel Ray
Are you an extra virgin?
calls it extra EVOO. That's fine. And coconut oil, as all the rage is now, is good too, because it's got the right fat in it that you need in your body.
All right, so
don't fry your bread in it, because too much bread is not good in the frying, but you can cook with it. Like, for instance, cook your vegetables in coconut oil or even extra virgin olive oil.
We started doing that, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We started using coconut oil.
It actually tastes great. The extra virgin tastes a little more coconut, though. Yeah, that more expensive one. It did. It had more. Don't you say no with your mouth full. Don't you backtalk me with your mouth full. You know what I mean, though. That's the more expensive one had more coconut flavor.
Yes, it did.
So the cheap stuff's better. I mean, not better for you, but it's better.
It's okay.
It's more a neutral taste.
Right. If you don't want the high coconut taste, then
go to the cheap stuff.
Go with the cheaper stuff.
I'll just show you one. That one lady was on there, that chef lady, that black woman.
I'm not sure which one you mean.
Oh, the first coconut oil we ever bought.
I don't know that we have the container anymore, do we?
Louisiana woman. Whatever. You don't know her, we won't plug.
Oh, Paula Dean?
No, black woman. Then we had this woman. Then we had this one, coconut oil,
it's
organic.
Crisco. It's made by Crisco.
Crisco brand is good. I like what it did. The other stuff was extra virgin. It was a little more coconut
flavor. And that one, the glass is on the counter by the dishwasher. If you want to grab that one, I just have the glass jar.
That was better quality, but the coconut flavor was there, and it's Jungle products, beyond organic coconut oil, extra virgin, whatever. You guys know where to find this stuff. So anyway, that's just our examples. So coconut oil is good. I wrote a book, but we won't tell about it, will we?
No, I don't think we should.
It's got a chapter on coconut oil. So what else, baby?
And of course, fresh fruits and vegetables are the best. And your grocery store is okay to buy them, but a lot of times, I have the other one here.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm moving around.
A lot of time, your grocery store has the vegetables and fruits that are coming from a long distance. Okay. So they're not really technically fresh.
Eat fat, get thin, Mark Hyman, MD. Jorge, that just sounds nasty.
What?
Jorge Cruz.
Spanish for George, but yes.
George Cruz, Happy Hormone Slim Belly for Women Over 40.
And I got all these books at our local libraries. There's 2 libraries in this area.
With recipes. Chicken Spanish wrap, Italian chicken pita. He's talking about sugar calories. That's just not something I hear a lot, but you're saying in the other book there are sugar calories, which make the difference between regular calories and sugar calories. So they're counting those sugar calories very closely, and that reduces the fat, the overweight, obesity. Third one, Carol Alt, A Healthy You.
And Carol Alt's famous too. I've heard of her too.
So, a healthy you is a more vibrant, energized, motivated, empowered, beautiful you. Obviously packaged for women to lose weight. And they talk about meditating and 5-minute exercises and a woman's fitness plan, the power of stretching, as well as the right way to eat. So yoga, etc., is all in there too. But wait, you only said you don't drink coffee. You're probably still wondering what I meant by I don't drink coffee. This is out of Carol Alt, her book, A Healthy You. Yes, you read that right. Coffee enemas. Whoa. Yes, watch. If you watch my show, you know I use coffee in another way, in an enema. Can you believe
coffee enema?
Yeah. Coffee enemas are not as scary as you think. They have actually been done at home for centuries. Coffee enemas are special because they detox not just the colon, as most enemas do, but they stimulate your liver. You can also do them easily in the comfort of your own home. Your liver is the body's gatekeeper. Everything you eat, drink, and breathe is filtered there. So, interesting. You want to get a good old coffee enema, you know where to go. Right there. I wouldn't mind if Carol gave me a coffee enema.
That's naughty.
Go ahead. What else do you want to say about food? Coffee enema is kind of gross.
If you eat healthier.
I want creamer with my enema. Go ahead. Extra. Oh yeah, we can't have sugar.
No, and creamer has sugar.
I don't like coffee, guys. I do not drink coffee.
Neither do I.
am so high-strung without coffee. Why would I want to add to that? When I drink stuff with caffeine, just go woo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's a little crazy for me.
More crazy than you normally are.
One time I had 2 energy drinks because we were on a longer road trip, and I drank 2 energy drinks. And I said never again would I drink even one.
Plus you also had a coffee earlier.
It's dangerous to drink energy drinks.
Energy drinks are dangerous, period, because they become addicting.
People like me should not have any extra stimulants.
Most people shouldn't, because it's not good for you. It gives you the caffeine boost, and then you come down, and so you crave another one. And
bad news all the way around.
Who get bladder infections and upper urinary tract infections in those.
This sounds like a medical show, doesn't it? Go ahead.
A little bit. It's a healthy show. But
as we sit here with our fat guts. I mean me, not you. You're a picture of loveliness.
My arms are a little extra, but
why are most Americans like us a little bit overweight?
Because we sit around, they watch TV, and while they're watching movies, or movies, whatever. The tube's on.
Quinn, Madison woman.
The tube is on, and you're watching, and while you're doing that, you're eating. You're eating popcorn, or you're eating cookies, or you're eating ice cream, or whatever. That's most Americans. While they're watching the tube, whether it's a movie or TV, they're eating.
We should be
and a lot of families.
You should be running a treadmill when you're watching the boob tube.
It is a good thing. I've heard that. I've seen people do that.
Jog in place.
Or if you're gonna,
big fat cow.
That's
Go
mean.
ahead. Was that mean? I was talking to me. I'm looking in the mirror. It looks like a mirror. The viewfinder on the camera looks like a mirror. Go ahead.
If you want to turn on TV, then do your Wii exercise thing, or do
Wii Fit.
Right, your Wii Fit.
Yeah.
Or turn on a workout video. Or
Richard Simmons is scary enough. That'll scare the pounds right off. And 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more, and I'm hideous. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Richard. I know you're awesome. Whatever.
He's still alive.
Richard's gonna shoot us. I hate these guys. Go ahead.
No, Richard's a pretty good sport.
Yeah.
He knows people make fun of him all the time.
If you don't look like Richard Simmons and not get expected to.
Yeah, with that big hair.
Not expect the wrath, the ridicule. I love you.
I love you.
I'm Jack, and this is Lynley, as we said, and we are marriage people. We talk primarily about marriage. 24/7Marriage is our blog is 24/7, all spelled out 24/7. You see it at the bottom of your screen because I cleverly put it there right now. 24/7Marriage.
Well, at
WordPress.com.
Yep, that's
and
our
then
blog.
on YouTube is it Lynley Croft
I think
channel?
it's Lynley Croft
But the
channel.
main thing, if you're on YouTube, you just search. You're going to 24/7Marriage, all
Yes.
one word, and you will find us on YouTube, just like you did now
YouTube.
on YouTube. How do you like that? I'm excited. My sister had a baby today.
That's so exciting. She's
New
so
niece.
little. So awesome.
What is it? A little girl.
A little girl.
This little thing is a 7-pound, 14-ounce girl.
I think that's right.
She's
yeah.
adorable.
She is so cute. She has so much hair, dark hair.
A beautiful girl. Yawning and hiccuping and everything.
Yes.
Fun.
Trying to open and close her eyes.
So my sister was in good spirits and excited about this new baby.
Yes.
And it makes you think about life. When you grow and your body changes and you have a baby and you give birth, your body changes. So a lot of women out there are probably thinking, I'm overweight from my baby, but it's only been 20 years since my baby. We talked to a very attractive woman that I have known from church, 7 children, and looking like she's never had a child.
I know, that's just not right. Because most of us women, we keep the baby weight and can't get rid of it. But then there's those women who don't even have to hardly work out, and some do.
And
But they
look
don't hardly
like
work
they're
out,
in a fitness
and their
club.
stomach goes from like this to this in no time.
Yeah, they're just elastic waist.
Oh, my baby's only 6 weeks old or 7 months old, and what?
Yeah, this seven baby woman was amazing. And then another friend of ours, close to our age, well, she's in her 40s, but she's
our
wearing an
age.
I Dream of Jeannie outfit, no kidding, and looking like a perfect.
She has 2 kids.
She looks like a Barbara
teenage
Eden.
kids.
She looks
and,
great.
And she has no stomach. It's
She's
not
just
fair.
smooth, perfect.
It's not fair.
I guess some people have that, but the rest of us, as regular people that have to deal with a little extra, we're going to have to.
It's that middle-aged spread that just doesn't want to go away.
The sugar calories matter.
Yes.
So check
The
out those
sugar
books.
and the carbs.
The carbs matter. Low carbs, high fat's okay. Low carbs. And meat used to be like we were watching a video. It's like no meat, no dairy, no eggs, no animal stuff. But you know the monks in Tibet and those what are they? They're Buddhists and they're
Buddhists.
vegetarians. They sit around and they're overweight and they're diabetic.
They sit around and meditate all
But it's
all
their
day.
activity level, and what else is it? They're not eating any meat, and
Right.
the doctor suggested they eat a little healthy meat.
He couldn't convince them, but
Some of them.
but he got them to go out and walk at least an hour a day instead of just sitting there meditating all day.
Yeah, but meat
So that helped.
is not the enemy unless you're eating red meat with caffeine like coffee and sugar. See, people eat coffee, they drink coffee and they eat sugar, and then they eat the red meat, and the red meat compounds the problem. But if you eat red meat in small doses without the sugar, without the caffeine, think about it. The red meat actually helps you in those situations.
Right. I mean, you can eat with your steak, you can have potatoes, but don't have a huge heaping
That's right.
of potatoes.
Moderation,
have just
people.
a little bit.
Big fat
And eat your-
cow. Oh wait, I said cow twice in this video.
Yeah, that's not good.
Moo. I think all the cows just got offended. I think I've offended every Holstein in America.
And Black Angus.
Black Angus. Black Angus are fat. They're
They
beef
are.
cattle. I'm going to just say it. They're fat.
They are.
But they look good, I mean, on the plate. And so you don't want to eat too much of that.
Yeah, don't have a 20
Little
ounce
bit of steak,
Just
not-
have a little one.
My friend in California,
Okay.
he was showing on Facebook today the steak he ordered. He didn't realize was for 2 people. He was down in Mexico or something, and it was just the biggest steak. I mean, huge. His face was just so funny, but he didn't know it was for dos personas. So he found that out.
Yeah.
He said, "I think I could feed a small village."
Right. You probably could feed a small
But
one.
we eat too much. In this country, we overeat. Our portions
We
are
do.
huge. And Lynley and I, when we go out to eat,
Ouch. We share.
one entree, one
Yes,
meal,
we share a meal.
one order, 2 people, 2 plates, dos
Hey,
plates.
it saves you calories and it saves you money.
We're not
Why do you
supposed
want to order 2 $11 meals
It saves money. It
And
saves
then-
food.
and then throw half of it away because you don't want to take it home?
And what we found is when we're doing this, we have routinely not been hungry because it is enough. It really is. We really
Yes.
do overeat. In this country, the portions are too large.
You know, the other problem is some people, especially teenage boys, eat really,
I've
really
got teenage
fast.
boys.
they just gulp their food down and then they're like, I'm still hungry.
They don't eat,
I'm
they
like,
inhale.
Because you ate too fast. I barely had 2 bites and your food's gone.
You're chunking it down, you know.
I'm like,
and you're always talking, and we're
I'm
just
like,
sitting down,
boys,
getting settled in, and their plates
slow
already
down.
scrape, it's clean.
Stop talking over me.
The
I'm like,
scrape, it's clean. They got the plate clean. That's what I was doing. Go ahead.
I'm like, slow down, boys. Give your stomach a chance to realize you just put food in there, and it'll tell you it's full, because if you don't, then you're going to end up eating more than you should, and then you're going to be overfull. And they're young boys, they're not going to get fat. But if they keep that up in years to come, as they become adults, they're going to have a big problem.
Big problem being a pun. No, big problem.
Right, both ends.
Yeah, you can be a big
You can
problem.
have a problem.
I got a big problem.
Their cousin has diabetes.
As I said,
They could get adult diabetes. I mean, he's only still a teenager too, but
you can get any kind of situation, but really, if you overeat or you eat fast, you don't enjoy your food, it is harder on your digestive system.
it is.
We're not big on health food, okay? So we're not
We had ice cream
doctors
last
and
week,
stuff.
so.
But we do know that the choices we make with our diet makes a difference. In fact, that can segue right from diet into marriage. Your marriage, your attitude in your
Right.
marriage, the way you treat one another matters. And if you're eating poorly, you're gonna definitely have a more crappy attitude towards your spouse.
That is true, because when you're full and you're stuffed, you're grouchy because you don't feel good, and then you're going to take it out on your spouse and your kids. I can see you. I have peripheral vision.
We always have fun on this
Plus
podcast.
I can see you on the video too.
But it's fun. I mean, we got to realize, as a married couple, a lot of people in this culture think, I don't want to get married because my parents are divorced, or I don't think marriage is worth it. It's just a piece of paper. We've heard a lot of people say that. And what we say to that is, that's ridiculous. Get a hold of yourself. Marriage is a wonderful institution.
It is.
I wasn't
It
ready to
is.
be divorced, and my wife,
Me
my
neither.
first wife, left me after 18 years of marriage. And Lynley's husband left her. Her first husband left her after 23 years. So we know what it's like to have a long-term commitment get broken, and it's terrible.
We
It's
don't
the
want the
pits.
divorce.
But we have to realize that even though we didn't want that, it happened. And if that happened to you, you got to realize divorce is not the end of the world, but you have to realize you are going to have to be a different person. Because everybody's going to look at you a different way. And then you're going to have to move on. And most divorced people have to find new friends and reinvent a new life. And that's hard to start
And
over.
a lot of people don't understand that are young people.
They think,
or
I
newly
can just get
married.
rid of my
They're
spouse.
like, and they don't realize that we don't have friends.
Well,
Like
you
we
have
used
friends,
to.
but it's not like it was when you were connected as a family, growing your family and having that marriage.
So we have to go to networking events because we got to reinvent the wheel. We can't just go and...
No, we got to start over is what you mean.
Right, we gotta
Reinvent the
start-
wheel would mean you're starting something that you shouldn't. But
Okay, we got to start over is what I meant to say,
so we're starting over.
So we've got to recreate new friends because the old friends have abandoned us.
We're really happy together, but we
Yes.
know that together is all we have.
Right.
If you are finding yourself that way, remember, it's better to have each other than to be alone.
Yeah. You don't need to be alone, whether you have kids or not. If you find someone that you're happy with, that makes you happy, it's okay to get married.
Yes, even if you're 18, 19, 20, 21. A lot of people say, I got to wait till I'm older. Well, think about this. When you're older, you've already made choices and probably been promiscuous. So many people can't keep their pants on or their clothes on. So they have sex before they get married. Then they have sex before marriage, so they feel the guilt and the pressure of feeling like I'm comparing you to somebody else, another partner that I've had. So we've got to stop that, guys. If the cure for horny is marriage.
True. You know, look at your grandparents, in our case, and great-grandparents in some of the young people's case. They got married at 16, 18 years old. And they were married how many years?
Yeah, 50, 60 years.
70 years.
They lived their whole lives together.
Right. They grew up together. They had kids together. And after the kids left the nest, they stayed together.
We're absolutely advocating
didn't
early marriage
leave.
if it leads to that. If you're a committed, mature person, then do that. If you're an unstable person, then you may not want to get married in the first place ever. But I would recommend most people.
That was weird.
I would recommend most people get married and stay married.
If you find somebody that makes you happy and you have fun with and you can do adventures, and when you're married, don't stop dating your spouse, because by the time the kids leave the home and they're married, then you don't know your spouse anymore.
Well, let's just not nag at them. What do we do on our dates? We don't even spend money sometimes. We are together.
Right.
24/7, okay? Think about this. We go to work together. We play together. We go out on the weekends and pick people up that need a safe ride home after the bar's closed, but we're not out there drinking and spending money. We're out there just picking people up. We'll go to bed and then get up and set the alarm and go out together.
And we call it our late night date night.
And
we're not
it is.
spending
It's a
money
30.
other than gas.
It's a 30-minute drive one way to get to
Right.
where we're going. And we have a great time. A couple hours,
Yeah.
and then we come back in the
And
middle
then we
of the
come
night.
home and go back to bed for 5-6
It's
hours.
time together that others don't have. It's in the middle of the night when nobody
Right.
else would be interfering, and we have a great time. It's not time on the phone or on the computer. It's time together.
Yeah.
It matters.
It does.
It's not about spending money. It's just about spending time.
Right. Just spend time together. Yeah, you can go out to dinner with each other when you want to or when you have the money.
But if you don't-
it doesn't have to.
Don't feel like you have to spend. I don't have money to go out. Well, go out anyway, or do
Yeah.
something anyway.
Just go out for an ice
Let's say
cream
you
if
don't
that's all
wanna-
you can afford.
Or you say you don't want to go out. Well, don't watch the TV. Spend the time giving each other a back rub or talking.
Mm-hmm.
Go to bed in the middle of the day and just lie there and talk to each other. Whatever.
Who said that?
I know. I did it for you. She says lay because she's a hen, and I say lie because I'm a liar.
No,
Because the
you're a
English
rooster.
language
You
is
don't
weird.
lie. You don't lie
Roosters
to
lie.
me.
Well, I'm telling you, it's worth it to spend time together.
Yeah. That's what marriage is about, being together, not doing things separately. I know some couples, they go on separate vacations. The wife will take the kids somewhere and the husband goes and golfs or hunting or whatever. I mean, that's not the way to have a marriage.
That's not it.
I mean, if
you got your hobbies, but really,
if you're gonna
most
do
of
an
your time should be
activity-
spent together.
do it together. I know a young couple, they go biking. They don't go biking separately. They go
She's
together.
talking about her daughter. That's okay. Your daughter's
Yeah.
never going to watch this.
I know. But
Her daughter
they go
cannot
biking
stand
separately.
watching us on YouTube, but she does love to bike.
Yeah, they go biking or they go hiking.
You'd
or
think her daughter would want to watch our show,
enough about her.
but she doesn't.
Okay.
Which means we don't have friends. Which means that Lynley's embarrassed right now. This is an awkward moment. I'm going to put that up here in the big letters. Awkward moment. And then if I could put an arrow. Lynley, I'm going to look like you. Go ahead. Are we getting along? Is this a marriage thing? Or we're falling apart here. So go ahead.
Oh, do things together.
That's right,
Do things as a
bicycle.
couple. If you got kids, you can go on a date and take your kids on your date.
Eat healthy.
Go eat healthy or go on a walk, get some exercise, go on a bike ride if you like to
you're
do that.
nagging.
I'm not.
I know you're not.
I'm giving ideas of things to do. Or leave the kids with a babysitter. If they're old enough, let them stay home alone for a few hours and go do something together. Go on a walk together.
But when you're with your...
Or just go walk around the mall to get exercise. You don't have to buy anything.
You can take your kids places and not buy them stuff.
That's true.
You really can.
Yeah.
And it's worth it to show them self-control and appropriate behavior. We're not going out to buy everything. We're going out to have a good time. And we're not going to pacify the children if they're whining. We're not going to reward
No.
that. We're not going to reward their whining and begging by giving in.
Yeah, don't.
Just to shut them up, you know. We're not
Yeah.
grandma and grandpa giving them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every time they yell.
Right, because then your kid comes back home after visiting grandma and grandpa.
I'm not hungry.
I'm not hungry. Grandma gave me peanut butter and
vegetables.
jelly.
I don't want vegetables. That sounds very familiar.
It does. Your
Andrea
youngest does that.
doesn't like vegetables, and neither does my 6-year-old. So
I do. I eat
together they don't
certain-
eat vegetables, but then she'll eat eggplant and zucchini, which is wonderful.
Squash.
But then I loaded it up with sodium from the
soy sauce.
soy sauce,
That was
which I
not
got a
good.
little crazy with that. But
Got a lot crazy.
kind of went black, okay? It sucked it all up like a big sponge. It was loaded
It was
with sodium.
Too much.
Sodium overload.
It almost tasted sour. So, ugh. Salt's not good for your diet either because salt causes inflammation of the body. It doesn't just preserve your body, but if you have too much of it, it just inflames your body. And
But
you can tell people who eat a lot of salt have a lot of inflammation in their body.
Let's boost the ratings and talk about sex.
Excuse me?
I know, that's a hard
I
transition.
don't think I want to.
If we talk about sex, we're going to talk about it this way. Sex is a beautiful thing if you are married. It
Yes.
is not the cool thing to do when you're single. It's not like a Hollywood movie. If you are running around having sex with multiple people, you're going to start living in that regret. You're going to have that conscience is going to kick in, and you're going to feel stress. And a lot of people that are involved in promiscuity are stressed out, and they're drinking too much, they're eating too much, and they're self-loathing.
And then they're having a baby. And then after they have the baby, then they decide they don't want to be together anymore.
And we've got a
And
young
so then
man in
you've
our
got-
life that doesn't have anywhere to go because the mother of this baby wants another man, and then he wants another woman, and then they're back to the original and back and forth, and the drama is growing huge, and it's like being in a soap opera, and the kid is not even 6 months old.
He's 6 months old
Well,
now.
it's a shame.
He's 6 months
I
old,
mean, but
and
during the first
baby
6 months of
has
the baby's
stress.
life, the baby has to be tossed about from one person to the next.
And babysitter to babysitter because
And here we are not to gossip. We are here to build you up in a way that
Yes.
says don't make those choices like that. Settle in and settle down and get married. This guy's never married. He's just having intercourse with women. And let's have some order. Let's get married. Make a commitment. You don't have to experiment with sex before marriage. That's a bunch of baloney.
Right. We didn't do that with our first
No.
spouses. We
This stuff
got married
works.
and then had sex.
It really works to have a clear conscience and not have to have all these experiments before marriage.
Right.
It works. Get married early. Stay married. Don't be ridiculous. You don't
Right.
cheat yourself with the pop culture.
No.
Do we sound like a preacher? I hope so. I don't care what we sound like. We're just real people and we care.
Yeah, we do. We're trying
We're
to
not all
help,
hung
though,
up on religious
everybody.
mumbo jumbo. We're just here to tell you the truth. Well, I guess this has been a pretty good
Yeah.
podcast. So we're going to sign off now, right? Do
Yes.
we need to do anything weird before we go?
No, we don't need to do it.